As a classic clothing enthusiast, you've probably dreamed of your own bespoke closet space. Whether it's a wall-to-wall wardrobe to rival the Kingsman's arsenal or a multi-level masterpiece like Jay Gatsby's, there's no shortage of inspiration out there. But aside from being a bucket list item, building a bespoke closet also has many practical benefits, and it may not always have to break the bank. Organization is not a one-size-fits-all solution. In other words, there's no objectively right way to organize a closet. For example, some may prefer that all of their white shirts are grouped together, while others may like their shirts grouped by formality. A bespoke closet space allows you to organize things in a way that makes sense to you, your own subjectively right way. This will increase your appreciation for your clothes, as getting dressed won't be a chore. Clothes are an investment, so invest in how they're stored. It doesn't matter how much money you spent on your Brioni jacket if it ends up stuffed in a grubby corner. One component of most quality clothing is a high, or even exclusive, composition of natural fibers. Said fibers have numerous benefits, which we've covered elsewhere on the channel. But if garments made from them are left uncared for or mistreated, they won't last long. Essentially, much of your wardrobe is best served by being hung up with some air circulating, and to accomplish this, your space may need a bespoke solution. Maybe you live in an older building, say, or perhaps it's a new one with some interesting architectural choices. Essentially, if you're not able to fit a readily available wardrobe into your space, then a bespoke wardrobe will be better. It will be more spatially efficient and more aesthetically pleasing too. Also, if you're living in a situation where you can't make any structural changes to your wardrobe space or spaces, you'll still want to make bespoke choices. That could mean investing in additional storage solutions. As an example, the space-saving multi-hangers featured in my closet tour video. By the way, I've since upgraded to more sturdy metal multi-hangers since moving out of that apartment, but the metal ones serve me well in my current home. You may also have a built-in solution, but one that's not set out in a way that you would have designed. Here, you'll need to apply that bespoke thinking too, especially if you've amassed a large wardrobe as a certain Mr. Schneider has. And even he eventually came to the realization that there was only so much he could pile up in his corner chair before it toppled over. Now that he's designed and constructed a new closet, he's able to store and access all of his clothes properly so they aren't getting squished or wrinkled, and he can create great outfits more easily. And before you ask, a full tour of that new closet is coming soon. Next, let's cover how to design a bespoke closet. First, make decisions about which items of clothing you'll put on hangers, in drawers, or on shelves, or inside other storage solutions. Having an idea of how much space you'll need for each category of clothing is a great start when designing a bespoke storage solution. Next, make a short list of the items you'll want to be maximally accessible, then prioritize storage for these pieces. And on a related note, don't make your closet system so complex, architecturally or conceptually, that you'll have issues putting things away. Having to open 10 separate drawers or reference an Excel spreadsheet will likely just mean things will end up piled on that corner chair again. Remember, you need to be able to use your closet space well and enjoy it. Next, we'll cover how to build a bespoke closet at 3 different budgeting levels. The first of these, our economical option, we're considering under $200. This budget scenario is the one where you still want to store your clothes well, but you might not have the funds to splurge on an expensive solution. Still, that doesn't mean you can't create a bespoke solution if you engage in some creative thinking and potentially enlist some assistance. Some things to consider here. Shelving and rails can generally be sourced and fitted for a low price. These fittings are the backbone of most any closet space, so you should be able to create something quite unique and personal to your needs. Be open-minded about the space you have. As a personal example, the basement nook under my stairs is where my shirts and trousers are stored. There are those metal multi-hangers, by the way. This raises a question that's applicable to all pricing solutions we're discussing today. Are there other spaces in your living quarters where parts of your wardrobe can be stored? To continue my own examples, my coats and boots are stored in a closet by the front door, my dresser is in my bedroom, with the contents largely unchanged from my apartment days, and my tailored jackets are in a cedar-lined hall closet. I can mention the locations from which I've sourced each of my different pieces as I run down today's outfit. In today's video, I'm wearing a somewhat casual ensemble, the main piece of which is my wine-colored cardigan sweater from Charles Tyrwhitt. This one is generally stored folded, with my other sweaters in one of my dresser drawers. Under the sweater, I'm wearing a plain white shirt, also from Charles Tyrwhitt, featuring a classic collar and French cuffs. This, of course, hangs in that basement nook with my other shirts. While I would normally wear barrel cuffs under a sweater, or at least wear my French cuffs in a barrel style, I was so excited to wear one of our new cufflink offerings from Fort Belvedere that I put those on with today's outfit. These are part of our new Predator and Prey series, and this model happens to feature a lion on one side and a gazelle on the other. Of course, this range is available in both silver and gold tones in a variety of designs. My trousers are dark charcoal in color with a slight pattern and texture in their weave, and they harmonize with my dark charcoal socks, also from Fort Belvedere, featuring clock patterns in burgundy and white. My dark oxblood penny loafers from Allen Edmonds harmonize with both the socks and the sweater. Rounding things out today is the fragrance I've chosen, Habit Rouge from Guerlain. I chose this one because I like the warm but relatively neutral scent, as well as the fact that the bottle has red tones which harmonize somewhat with the outfit. For the socks and cufflinks I'm wearing in today's video, as well as a wide array of other classic men's accessories, corduroy trousers, and fragrances from the Roberto Ugolini collection, you can take a look at the Fort Belvedere shop here. These trousers actually come from a suit, and so they normally hang in my cedar-lined closet. Meanwhile, the socks are in the top drawer of my dresser most of the time, and the shoes are in the front hall closet along with my overcoats. Next, let's continue on with our mid-level budgeting option, which we're considering anywhere in the range of $200 to $2,000. Here, you'll probably be looking at creating freestanding or smaller fitted wardrobe spaces. Think of things like the IKEA PAX solutions. They may seem low cost at first, but remember that each change you make quickly increases the price. Here, Senior Content Manager Jack serves as a good example, as most of his closet architecture is based on IKEA PAX, with a few extra DIY elements for that custom feel. Jack put a lot of thought into this, making sure to have a measure twice, cut once mindset. Things you'll want to think about here: flat pack solutions will generally be less expensive than having something custom fitted, but will take up more of your own time and effort to construct. Unless you're getting an economical fitted option, you'll have to make peace with the fact that the wardrobe you choose may not fit your dressing space exactly. However, this also presents an opportunity to flex the same creative muscles as the budget option. For example, Jack was able to leverage 3 IKEA PAX wardrobes, configuring a 100cm, a 50cm, and a 75cm frame in that order. All frames are 58cm in depth to allow for a little airflow, and the room height allowed for a maximum closet height of 201cm. This worked out well as an additional storage space between the wardrobe and ceiling for lesser used items like hats, suitcases, and garment bags. Heavily inspired by the marketing for the Kingsman franchise, Jack elected to go without doors in order to see his whole wardrobe at a glance. While this means he needs to keep on top of dusting, the benefit is it allows for easy access to garments as well as inspiration to create interesting ensembles. The thinnest wardrobe has 4 regular drawers for socks, undergarments, knitwear, and scarves. Above these are 2 slim accessory drawers where the mixture of a budget-forward and a creative mindset results in stacking accessory caddies being held in place with sticky tack. Above these lies a plain shelf for fragrances and accessories such as pocket squares and wristwatches, with a separate horn tidbit tray for spare change. The greatest example of an IKEA hack is present in the addition of a makeshift 4-rung tie rail. Simply 2 lengths of 2x4 lacquered black and drilled to incorporate a brass tube cut to size. A $20 solution perhaps, but certainly a bespoke feel. From there, suits are hung on 2 rails to the right and odd jackets and trousers to the left. This left-hand side also incorporates longer items such as overcoats and dressing gowns, with a lower portion dedicated to shoe storage. This multi-level shelving solution is made possible with the addition of one of the PAX wardrobe dividers, a handy option offered by IKEA to accomplish this task. As you can see, mid-level bespoke wardrobes offer a wealth of possibilities if you incorporate some budget-level options and solutions as well. For our final budgeting tier today, let's talk about when the sky's the limit if you've got over $2,000 to spend. Even if you have a lot of capital at your disposal, you'll still need to put an equal amount of thought and planning into a bespoke closet space, if not more. In this scenario, consider the following. When it comes to out-of-season storage, do you want all of your clothes to be displayed together, or will you rotate clothes to a different area or room? Long-term clothing care also factors in things like sunlight and heat damage, so be careful where you install your bespoke wardrobe. Is it in the sunlight? Are radiators nearby? Is the room prone to excess humidity? Consider questions like these. And, Mr. Gatsby, why would you have your shirts upstairs? As mentioned, Raphael will serve as our visual example for this final budgeting tier, so we'll hand things over to him for a separate, dedicated video on how he accomplished the wardrobe of his dreams. So stay tuned for that, and for the upcoming closet tour. Meanwhile, we'd like to know, what would you include in your bespoke closet, and what's your favorite design feature in your current wardrobe? Let us know in the comments below.